Assalamualaikum dear students, how are you? Today we are to start this poem on the ocean. Yesterday we introduced the poem, what is the poem all about, and different terminologies, poetic terminologies, okay, we talked about. Today we will begin reading. So listen. All in a hot and copper sky, the bloody sun at noon, right up above the mast did stain, no bigger than the moon. Okay, in this stanza, in this quatrain, the poet narrates about a sailor, okay, on a ship on the ocean. Since he talks about that voyage or the journey to the ocean, he explains that it is too hot. The day is too hot, okay, like a copper sheet. Okay, copper sky means the sky looks, okay, like a sheet of copper. Copper is a ductile metal with reddish color. Okay, the writer metaphorically explained, okay, using this phrase copper sky to show how much, okay, to what extent the weather was severe or hot. And all means he along with his crew members were exposed to that sort of weather. The hot was blazing, the bloody sun. Here is another metaphor, bloody sun. Okay, the writer has used this word bloody, okay, to show the color of sun. Okay, as blood is red, so the bloody sun at noon. At noon means at the midday. At the midday, when the sun was on its peak, it was blazing. It was, okay, what should I say, shining so brightly. Okay, right up above the mast did stain. Okay, it was just stood above the mast. Mast is a vertical spar for supporting sail. Mast is a vertical spar, S-P-A-R, spar. Okay, like this, that supports, okay, sails. This, okay, these poles are called, you can see here, mast. Okay, a vertical spar, vertical. Okay, this is vertical, this is horizontal. Okay, so these poles are called mast, and the sun was just above the mast. Okay, blazing, shining, too hot, and the color of the sky was reddish brown, okay, in the bloody sun. Okay, though it was not bigger than the moon, okay, as it seems when you look at the sun. Okay, the size of sun looks no bigger than the moon, but the intensity was unbearable. The way it was blazing was, okay, unbearable. Day after day we stuck, nor breath nor motion. This is noun, breath. If you add E over there after H, the word will become breathe. that is verb. Okay, day after day we stuck, nor breath nor motion. With the passage of time, okay, their difficulties, their hardships got increased. Okay, so they got fixed. Stuck means what should I say? Baffled. Okay, baffled. They got baffled. They got fixed. Okay, nor breath. Breath is the process of inhaling in and expelling out. Okay, oxygen. Inhaling in oxygen and expelling out carbon dioxide is what we call breath, the process of inhalation. So it seems difficult for them to breathe even. Okay, that is why they got motionless. Okay, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. The writer uses simile. Okay, he compares themselves with an idle, useless ship, that is painted one. Painted ship is useless because painted ship doesn't have any sort of motion upon a painted ocean. Though they were okay on the motion, on an ocean, bodied on a ship, okay, but the circumstances, but the intensity of the bloody sun at that time, okay, had made everything, okay, motionless, lifeless, colorless. That is why the writer says, okay, they were fixed, they were baffled, okay, without breathing, without motion, as useless as a painted, okay, imaged or pictured ship upon a painted ocean, just like this. Okay, this is a boat or ship, okay, motionless on a painted ocean. Water, water everywhere, and all the boats did shrink. Though they were, okay, surrounded by water, okay, they were water everywhere, but the water they were not, okay, for not to drink, as, okay, except some places most of the sea water is salty, okay, you cannot drink it. So water, water everywhere. The writer repeats this line to emphasize this is the gist of the poem the writer wants to convey to you. Okay, water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Okay, though they could see water everywhere, even they were, okay, right, traveling, or they were, okay, moving on, okay, a ship on the ocean, but the water was not to drink. Okay, so they got shrink, they got collapsed, okay, contracted, right? Now listen to the paraphrase, okay, for the first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet explains that the sailors on the ship, okay, were helpless. sorry. He explains that the poet explains, okay, in the first stanza, the poet explains, sorry, the poet explains that it is too hot and the sun, okay, is shining very brightly and standing over, okay, their heads. In the second stanza, the poet says, the days are passing, but, okay, they are stuck, they are baffled, because the ship is motionless due to scarcity of water and due to severity of the bloody blazing sun. They could not even breathe. So everything was getting difficult. Okay, so they got motionless, like a painted object. Okay, as a painted object has no motion. Just like that, they were stuck, they were baffled, as idle, as useless as a painted ship, painted object. Right? Okay, it is so hot that the wooden boards have shrunk, collapsed, contracted. Okay, boat, you can also infer from this word boats. Okay, boats can be the passengers or the members of the ship. Okay, the members along with the boards got collapsed or contracted. The sailors on the ship are helpless and thirsty. Water is everywhere, but is so salty that they cannot drink a single drop. Okay, right? Why there is not a single drop of water to drink? Because the water, ocean water, is salty, so they cannot, okay, drink a single drop. Right, guys? Okay, so far, have you got the points? Good. Now look at the activities. Activity A, answer the following questions. Write the main idea of the poem. Dear students, okay, if you have understood the poem, okay, you should be able to write the main idea to the poem. So do it using your own words. I'll appreciate. Okay, you can take help from Google, internet, your friend, your teachers, your peers. Okay, but I would appreciate your own words or idea. Define the bloody sun. Okay, define it, go for it. Why everything was stuck? Due to severity of or harshness of the weather condition, the blazing sun, etc. and etc. What do you understand by painted ocean? Painted ocean. Okay, put in your ideas, okay, to explain this phrase, painted ocean. Explain the last stanza in your own words, as I have just explained. Okay, go for this. Activity B is underline the words in the poem which rhyme with these. Okay, drink, ocean, moon. Okay, bring. Okay, you have word bring, bank, ocean, motion, moon. Okay, so, but you have to find the rhyming words from the poem. Okay, so read the poem again and find rhyming words for drink, ocean and moon. Right? Can you think of any other words with the same sound? Yes. Okay, if you have words other than, okay, the words given in the poem, you should also mention those. Okay, let's see the next activity, that is about prefix. Okay, you had already been told or explained about prefix the other day, so you shouldn't bother about this question. Okay, here the prefix this means not, and the prefix inter means between or among. For example, integrate, if you put this as prefix with this root word or this morpheme, there will come a new word that is disintegrate. Okay, integrate means to unite, disintegrate means to dispose, right, to disarrange or to disunite. Okay, national, if you add this prefix inter, okay, to this word national, the meaning to this word become international, that is among or between nations. Right, so you have an activity given over there. Add prefixes to the following words to change their meanings. Okay, interest, disinterest. Okay, here you should try disinterest, dislike, disloyal, disjoin, disfigure. Okay, and with these words you should write, you ought to write inter, like intercity, between, among city, interconnect, interplay, interact, interlink. Right, use the new words in your own sentences. Good. Okay, this should be done, okay, by your own. D, simile. Okay, simile is a figure of speech. Figure of speech, as I have told you in the intro section of this chapter, that figures of speech are special kind of writing. Okay, usually used by poets to intensify or to make their poems more interesting. Right, as far as this figure of speech simile is concerned, okay, it is defined as, okay, simile is a figure of speech in which two unidentical objects are explicitly compared, okay, using words like or as. Okay, simile has this word like or as. Using like or as, okay, poets compare two unidentical objects, like he is as brave as a lion. Okay, in this line he is compared with lion, okay, using as. Right, he fought like a lion. he fought, okay, he encountered, like, using this word like, he has been compared with a lion. We see an example of simile in the poem, that is, A is idle, A is a painted ship. Okay, make your own similes with the given words: hot, right, big, idle, beautiful, soft. Okay, but the similes, okay, you will okay, be going to write about or make about. Okay, just keep in mind there should be a journal one, okay, so that everyone would understand that, right? Okay, journal kind of similes you should make of your own, right? Okay, if you have a friend, okay, in your neighbor, and if he is beautiful, you cannot okay, mention over there, because it will be unintelligible, okay, or incomprehensible for others. Okay, so go with this exercise in a general way so that everyone can understand. Like this line, it is universally acknowledged thing that lion is symbol of bravery. Okay, that is why the poet has used okay, this simile. Okay, and you should also go with the same way, right? Okay, it's finished time, so thank you. I'll come up with a new chapter tomorrow.